I have a cat. I have a pip. Hey besties, and welcome back to another Sustainability Sunday, where every Sunday I teach you little tricks to make your life a little bit more sustainable without really affecting your lifestyle or breaking the bank. Today is kind of, I don't want to say a hot button topic, but kind of a little bit, and it's ways that you can actually be more sustainable when you don't own your home, when you're renting. Obviously, if you're renting, you can't put in solar panels, you can't replace the windows with more effective windows. But there are plenty of things that you can do. Depending on where you rent, what your situation is, some people can grow their own food. That's awesome. I personally can't. One of my friends does. She lives in a complex. She has a balcony. Hers is very safe. Animals can't get to it. Where I live, there's a lot of critters. I'm not even gonna try to grow food because it's not gonna end well. What I can do is conserve energy. I don't mean like getting all new energy effective appliances. If you notice that my dishwasher looks a little bit different than it looked when I started this series, I didn't get a new dishwasher. I quite literally just covered it in a stainless steel looking contact paper. Same dishwasher it's always been, it just looks more aesthetic now. Still the same fridge that was here when I moved in. I still have the same oven and stove, even though my oven hasn't been working and I've just been living without having a working oven. Probably the easiest thing was switching to LED bulbs because that conserves energy a lot. And you can also bring a lot of these changes with you when you move, by the way. First thing that we did was we switched out the bulbs for LED bulbs. We have daylight LED bulbs because honestly, they make for better vlogging. I'll be 1000% honest, that's the reason. Come Vlogmas, I don't need to bring my ring light with me everywhere I go. I just have daylight lighting in every room. We also don't have overhead lighting in every room. We have a lot of lamps. I'm lucky that I live on the second floor, so come winter, heat rises. We're warmer up here. So I don't necessarily need to do draft blockers on the doors because they all open to inside. But draft blockers are always a good idea. If you live someplace where the heat goes right on out, especially if you live on the first floor, draft blockers or rolled up towels at the base of your door. Like, I grew up with that in the house I grew up in. Also, and I know that I've said it 1,000,005 times, but fans instead of AC. I have an AC in my kitchen/dining room, and then I have a portable AC in my office, because most of the time if I'm in my office, I'm locked in there, door closed, cat's not allowed in, and I have lights on a lot in there. It gets very hot, so I have a portable AC in there. When we had a heat wave, that was, I think, the only time that I really let the cat into my office, because I would be in there working, I would let it get really cold, and then I would open the door and let the cat in so that everyone was comfortable. Am I going to keep the entire apartment cooled with ACs? No, absolutely not. They're too expensive. Cool where you are, but use fans as much as you can, because again, they use less electricity. I know, that's the boring part of sustainability, is conserving electricity. Now we can get into the fun part of sustainability. I'm not gonna say conserve your water by switching out your shower head, because I haven't even done that. Because honestly, I've had those shower heads that conserve water, and I feel like you don't get enough water pressure. I can't rinse out my hair because I have very thick hair when I have those shower heads. However, my wedding registry, I do have a filtered shower head because the water is not doing nice things to my hair color. What I will say though is recycle. I have plenty of friends that live in either apartments or even townhouses where they don't do recycling. For the love of God, please recycle. Genuinely, if one of my friends came to me and said, hey, like my neighborhood doesn't do recycling, but I have a bag of recyclables, can I put it with your stuff? Absolutely. I would 1000% say yes, and I'm pretty sure most people that care about the planet would say yes. Otherwise, I'm sure if you Google your town name and recycling, you'll find someplace that you can literally drop off your recyclables. And certain states, you can literally redeem cans and bottles. Plastic bottles, like 2-liter bottles, soda cans, you can literally redeem them and get cash back for them. Decorating your apartment. Because this is my favorite part. Decorating sustainably. I've been redoing my apartment, so this is perfect. So my first point is kind of a double-edged sword because I agree with it and I disagree with it. And that's avoid IKEA and like fast fashion but in the furniture world. However, if you get IKEA, make sure that you get the good quality pieces and you make them last. In my office, I have IKEA drawers that I've had since, I want to say 2012, 2013. My desk in my office, I've had since 2015. I do have quite a few IKEA pieces, but I've made them last over 10 years. Don't get something IKEA that you're just going to then throw away. They last as long as you treat them well, and that's what it comes down to. The rest of my furniture, We got a couch secondhand from somebody that I knew from work. Our dining room table was my dad's old table and chairs. When we moved in, there was a wine rack left that we've used as a microwave cart. We did order a new bed from Wayfair that I do love my bed. But I think that was one of the only things that we were like, yeah, let's buy this new. Because then I did what I do and I went on Facebook and I went onto a Buy Nothing group and I said, hey, I've been living in just a room for multiple years, renting just a room. Now I'm moving into a full apartment. I have bedroom stuff. I need other stuff. And I pretty much listed like, we want a TV stand. We want bar stools because we have a breakfast bar in our apartment. We want XYZ. I listed all the things I thought of off the top of my head that I wanted, just being like, does anyone have them? I know it's not realistic, but does anyone have them? And people really came through. Somebody that actually was a client at my old job was absolutely amazing, gifted us bar stools and told me about another app that she used that literally would read through every place that listings were posted. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, FreeCycle, everywhere. I downloaded that app and I got this amazing iron and solid wood coffee table that someone was giving away, that he said that it was his coffee table growing up and there was his kids' coffee table growing up and then it was in their basement and now it was time to move it on to the next family. I got this amazing, like at least 50-year-old iron and solid wood coffee table for free. All because I'm not afraid to get things secondhand. My dressers, one of them was from my dad's house. I literally have used that dresser since middle school. The other one was one of my friends was helping one of her friends downsize and was like, hey, she's getting rid of this dresser. Do you want it? We do have another dresser as a TV stand in our bedroom that we bought secondhand from a thrift store. In the kitchen, our Keurig was from somebody that I've known for years, since college. She was downsizing and looking to get rid of her Keurig, so we got a Keurig that way. We have so many things that we've gotten secondhand. It gives them more life, it's more sustainable, and it helps your wallet. Because let's be real, at the end of the day, Sustainability Sunday, like I said, is about being more sustainable, but without breaking the bank. If you're going out and you're buying a new couch from a furniture store, it's gonna be a couple grand and it's gonna be big and we don't have a lot of space for a couch. If you're buying all new furniture, it's gonna add up very quickly. So we liked buying secondhand. Buy Nothing groups have really come through for me. We got a simple human trash can from a Buy Nothing group. We've gotten so many things from Facebook Market and from Buy Nothing groups. And you know what? We've been here for 3 years and now is when we're starting to change things around. We've had the same things, the same decor for 3 years. In my bathroom, the shower curtain is the same shower curtain that I've had for the last like 3 or 4 places that I've lived. I've had that shower curtain since I want to say at least 2012. I'll be honest, I'm ready for a change with that, but that's not high on my priority list. And then when it comes to decor itself, I have a painting on one wall that was a gift to a friend from someone that she used to date and now they're not dating anymore, so she doesn't want it, so she gave it to me. She said that if she gives it to me, at least someone's using it and it's not getting thrown away, which is exactly what Buy Nothing groups are about. It's exactly what reusing is about. I love art prints. That's something I'm big on. I don't love mass-produced art prints, not to sound too hipster-y on that front, but I don't love mass-produced art. I love supporting small artists. I'm not gonna lie, I do have a giant Spirit Halloween Beetlejuice sign, but that's just because I'm me as a person. I have on my walls multiple different prints that I've gotten from Melrose Trading Post in LA because I love Melrose Trading Post and it's all small artists. I have different prints that I've gotten from Etsy where I'll buy them on Etsy and then I'll just send them to print. I have so many things that I've designed in Canva that I just get printed. I literally, above my caffeine station, and that's gonna be an entire Instagram video soon, by the way. That's the next part of redoing my apartment, is I just finished my caffeine wall. But one of the pieces of there is a quote from a TV show. It's a quote from Gilmore Girls, y'all know me. Of course, caffeine is gonna involve Gilmore Girls. I just took the quote, went into Canva, made a template, chose a font, put the quote in, arranged it as I wanted, sent it to print. That's all. It was significantly cheaper than if I bought mass-produced art, which is still wild to me. And other people aren't gonna have the exact same thing I have, especially with something like that, with a quote like that. Yeah, they might have artwork with the quote, but I chose the font, I chose everything on it. That's fully custom to me. There's just something about knowing that you have artwork that most other people don't, that they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, like that's so cool, where'd you get that? And the answer is either Etsy, or I did it myself, or, you know, at this trade show, I got it from this vendor, or Like with me, Melrose Trading Post for a lot of them. There's something about knowing that no one else has it, but on that note, also repurposing what you have. I wanted cute little decor in my living room that showed my personality, and I had Funko Pops because I used to collect them. I have now downsized my Funko Pop collection by a lot, but I have a lot of cute little Funko Pops in there. And you know what I did? I put those out. I don't collect them anymore. I don't keep them in their boxes, but I have them sitting in the living room showing off my personality. I have a Jay and Silent Bob Funko Pop right next to the Devil Wears Prada Funko Pops. The movie, not the band. I have Daria and Mojo Jojo, and in my office, I have the boys from Supernatural. I had these already. They were already in my closet, but they weren't being useful to me because I don't collect them anymore. I'm not a big Funko Pop person anymore. So now I use them. I repurpose them. I also repurpose things. Like I have a cup that I use as a vase. I have a mug that I use to keep my medication in. Being sustainable while you're renting can be as simple as saving a pasta sauce jar and using it for storage. I have an old minced garlic jar that holds my glass straws. Also, the goal is to have this decor last, not just where you are now, but where you may end up being. Bring it with you from where you are now to where you go. This may sound a little woo-woo and new agey, but know yourself, so know what will and won't work for you. We have a 2-bedroom. My fiance works from home half the time. I work from home. The 2nd bedroom is my office. That's because I have, 2 computers. I have all my filming stuff. I have all of my makeup for my beauty videos. The 2nd bedroom is my office. He works from the dining room, which he's fine with. He likes it better that way. That way he doesn't feel isolated. He likes it better that way. Trust me, we've had conversations about this. But what do we do if someone wants to spend the night? We have a 2-bedroom. In theory, shouldn't someone be able to crash here if they want to? Or what about when I say that my best friend is coming down for the weekend and she's staying? What do we do then? I'll be honest, generally if it's my best friend, my fiance is the real MVP and he sleeps on the couch so that she and I can share the bed, because I'm pretty sure that everyone knows by now that Casey is my platonic soulmate and that we always share a bed any place that we are. She and I are 2 halves of the whole person. We literally, if we're together, won't even go to the bathroom without the other person there. But that's a story for another time. If you have a friend like that, you know how special that is. But we have an air mattress. We have a giant storage closet that used to be a laundry room, but it's still too small to be a full functioning room, but it's big enough to be a storage closet. We could, in theory, fit not like a guest bed, but like a folding, like camping cot with like a camping mattress in it, because I had one of those growing up. We could fit one of those in the storage closet, but we don't have people over enough for that, so we have an air mattress. The only downside to that is that the air mattress can only be set up in my office. I have a cat. I have a Pip. Pip likes to put holes in things. Not even intentionally, she'll just be kneading on something, making biscuits like cats do, and all of a sudden there's a hole. But I'm not gonna go out and buy a whole extra bed or get rid of my office to have a guest bedroom, or somehow try to leave this apartment and get a 3-bedroom so we have a guest bedroom if our friends wanna crash here. No, if somebody wants to crash here, hey, I have a queen size air mattress, we can set up in my office. I feel like that's logical. We don't have friends spend the night often. They know that if they ever want to, that they're more than welcome to, but it doesn't happen very often. It would not be sustainable for us to get anything more than the air mattress that we already have when people don't spend the night that often. And it's not like we have family from out of state that comes and stays with us. We have a 2-bedroom and we both work from home. Granted, if any of my out of state friends do wanna come stay here, yes, we'll make it work. I will definitely set up the air mattress in my office and I will work from my laptop in the living room. We can make it work, but it doesn't happen frequently enough for us to justify having a guest bedroom. That's not a sustainable choice for us. Right now, our oven's not working, and it's way more sustainable for us as opposed to dealing with getting a new oven and all of the chaos that will go into that. We're just using our air fryer. I've always wanted a toaster. Being gluten-free, I can't share a toaster with somebody that has gluten bread because you can't really clean out the inside of a toaster very well. I have one on the wedding registry, but we've been here 3 years and I've never had a toaster. It just wasn't necessarily the most sustainable option for us to get 2 toasters, one for him, one for me. Plot twist, I love my fiance, but he's a weirdo and he doesn't like to actually toast his bread, he likes to microwave it instead. Love him, but that's weird. So we're only gonna have 1 toaster and it's going to be dedicated gluten-free. Oh, but since you're getting married, you're upgrading everything, right? No, I'm not putting new dishes because I love the dishes that we have now. I'm not putting new utensils because I love the utensils that we have now. The utensils were from my dad's house. They were the ones I grew up with. The dishes, beautiful, iridescent, they look like bubbles. We got them from a Buy Nothing group. Yeah, some of them might be chipped, but I found those dishes online and that is a $500 set of dishes. I am not giving that up. I have things that are perfectly good. I don't need to upgrade them just because I'm getting married. Do you think it's sustainable to just get rid of perfectly good things because you have an excuse to get new things? No, it's really not. Granted, I do have some gifts that aren't sustainable. I have a quesadilla maker. No one needs a quesadilla maker. I love it. It makes quesadillas taste way better because it crisps them up just right. It's not sustainable, but it brings me great joy. But finally, the simplest things that you can do when you're renting to be more sustainable. I'm not talking about switching to more sustainable cleaning, which I have videos on. I'm not talking about any of the beginner sustainability things, which I have videos on. I'm not even talking about thrifting, which I have videos on. I mean, I guess I am talking about all of them in one. And it's daily habits. You know, cook at home, meal prep, meal plan, make your coffee at home. You don't need to go out and get coffee every day. If you want to, okay, fine. Get yourself a little treat because we're not all about changing your lifestyle, but try to bring your own coffee cup if you really want to get coffee out every day. Your daily habits and the small changes to your lifestyle, that's what affects sustainability the most. And especially living in an apartment, that's what has the greatest impact. If you walked or carpooled instead of each person driving individually, that's amazing for the planet and that's way more sustainable. If you started thrifting instead of going out shopping, if you started borrowing books from the library instead of buying books, although books are my weakness, I can say that physical media is my weakness when it comes to sustainability, so I'm not one to talk on that front. A daily habit that I feel like a lot of people forget about is community and sharing. I know that might sound weird, but my acrylics are off my nails, which is devastating because I've had acrylics for 15 years now. I feel like I haven't gone without acrylics. I have press-ons that I'm going to try for a little bit until for the wedding. I'm getting my nails done again, but I'm trying press-ons and I need to buff my nails down. One of my friends has an electric file that she's like, yeah, like I'll bring that over so you can use my electric file. Instead of me going out and buying one that I'm gonna use once and then never again for wedding stuff. My cousin has a lot of craft stuff. My friends have a lot of craft stuff. They're like, yes, we'll help you. One of my friends has a Cricut and she's like, yeah, I'll come over with the Cricut. Like, let's do things together. You don't need to go and buy your own Cricut that you're only gonna use for the wedding. Share. Have that sense of community. Reach out. I guess that also ties into the Buy Nothing group. Most of the decor for my wedding, yes, I've bought a lot of it, but a lot of it I've said in the Buy Nothing group, hey, I need XYZ. Does anyone have this? And people have been amazing about it. A sense of community makes a huge difference when it comes to sustainability. And especially if your apartment is in an apartment complex. I've always said I would love to get to know neighbors like that. You can literally be like, hey, I made too much of this food, or hey, this food's about to go bad. Like, I have these vegetables that I'm not gonna cook in time. Do you want them? And they'll do the same for you. It'll be vice versa. And that's being more sustainable. That's making sure things don't go to waste. If someone needs something, they can reach out and be like, I need this. You can be like, oh, I was gonna throw that out. Here, take it. Community makes a huge difference in sustainability. All right, besties, what's your take on this? Do you think that it's easy to be sustainable when you're renting, or do you think you can only really be sustainable if you own your own home? I personally think it's just as easy to be sustainable while renting, especially if you're trying to do it on a budget. Let's be real, if you own a home and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be sustainable by getting solar panels, oh, that's expensive. That's one of those things that does break the bank to be more sustainable. More importantly though, what is one sustainable hack that you have definitely adopted while renting? I would say that I think that the most sustainable thing while I've been renting has been getting almost everything secondhand. Even as I'm trying to redo things, I'm trying to get everything secondhand. If y'all know where to get a beanbag chair cover, I've been trying to find one of those. Let me know your favorite sustainable hacks for when you're renting. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out new videos every Wednesday, Sunday, and then alternating Mondays and Fridays. Sundays are sustainability Sundays, so if you like the sustainability content, be here every Sunday. When you do subscribe, make sure that you hit the bell, otherwise YouTube will never tell you when I post new videos. It's a little bit broken like that. Let's have a conversation in the comments. I'll be there responding. I love learning from you guys as well. Different lifestyles, different parts of the country, different countries. We all have different traits. We all have different ways to be sustainable. I would love to hear other people's from their experiences. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I don't know, but I've been told the world outside is oh so cold. So cold.